Welcome back to Upgrade. I'm Denise Pernula. Mixed martial arts, or MMA, has become a worldwide phenomenon, attracting millions of fans. Did you know some of the best fighters live and train right here in the Bay Area? They even teach average people how to get in the best shape of their lives. Think of it as a very physical upgrade.
If you ever see either of these two guys on the street, don't mess with them. Cesar Gracie is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the man behind the famous Gracie Fighter Academy. Jake Shields is one of his star students. Besides dishing out a couple of bully beatdowns on MTV, Jake Shields is MMA's Strikeforce middleweight champion.
I think the sport got popular, for multiple reasons, but it just, I think people love just how real and raw it is, going out there and two men just going out there and fighting, And in this world, there's so much computers and technology and everything's so dimmed down. There's not a chance for men to go out there and really just test themselves and fight, and that's why it's so popular. Whether it's from the spectators end or people training for fun or people doing the sport, it's just it doesn't get much more real than that.
Jake owns his own gym in Berkeley, where he trains up-and-coming fighters and regular folks who just want to get in shape and learn a little self-defense.
They want a hobby and an outlet, and I think this is a great way to do it. There's multiple benefits. First off, it's getting in shape. It's a fun way to get in shape. It's a community because you make lots of friends, so you're out there doing something fun. Not to mention, it builds confidence. It's a martial art, so obviously I don't teach my people to start fights. Anyone like that, I kick out of my gym. I don't welcome that kind of training. But if you never know when someone does try to rob you or try to assault you for some reason, and it's nice to have the confidence to protect yourself.
Here at Cesar Gracie's gym in Pleasant Hill, Jake taught Mary Guinness and Christina Casazza a couple of self-defense techniques.
Well, I really enjoyed it. This is my very first time with grappling, and it showed me very good self-defense on how to get out of difficult situations with a male attacker. You don't really have to be extremely strong either, just as long as you get the holds right and the angles right, then anybody, any size can get into this and be good at it.
I've done wrestling, I've done karate. This to me is a lot more useful. It's nice because I am small, and the ability to work against someone larger than me and still be able to come through is really nice. And it's a good workout. It's fitness, it's working different muscles, and there's so many different areas in it. There's the floor grappling, there's the boxing, there's the punching. So it's something I could definitely get into.
Middleweight Eric Lawson is an up-and-coming Strikeforce fighter who intends to get his own championship belt one day. He says if you want to do this sport even as a hobby, remember one word.
Cardio, 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 and then cardio. Just the amount of training you have to do for this sport is just amazing. This is a combination of wrestling, boxing, submissions, and it's 3 5-minute rounds. Some people might feel kind of tough walking around. Go sprint a mile and then tell me how you feel, and that's pretty much where the fight even begins.
Upgrade's Anthony Caruso didn't have to go 3 rounds with Jake Shields to get an idea of the conditioning and skill involved in MMA fighting. So how did Anthony do in the ring?
He actually picked it up pretty good. I was impressed. He was picking up techniques really fast. He had some good moves.
Go tight. Then move it.
Getting in physical shape is just one part of your personal upgrade. So we paid a visit to a well-known master tailor whose family has been fitting pro athletes with great suits for decades.
One of the unique touches Tony Casera always puts on his suits is customized labels with his clients' names. On this particular suit of fine merino wool, the label belongs to Andre Ward, the WBA super middleweight champ and Bay Area native. Fitting professional athletes with great Italian suits is pretty typical for Tony. He fits a few coaches too, like Warriors coach Don Nelson. But Tony says you don't have to be a pro athlete to get a perfect fit. You just need a master tailor, even for your off-the-rack suit.
What I call a remake. A suit takes about half a day to remake a suit, so it's not an easy job. It's like custom tailoring in a way. You take it apart, put it together, fit the body of the customer,
After the Casera family immigrated to the Bay Area from Italy back in the 1960s, 5 brothers, all master tailors, opened their first clothing store. And the Casera family has been at it ever since. Tony's store is in Dublin, where attention to detail is the key to a great-looking suit.
Okay, Leonardo, what do you think about this?
That's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
I like
Okay,
those straight
let's
out.
try. See the size. 54, mamma mia.
29.
Yeah, 29, right.
29.
46. She needs a remake because it's wide shoulder, the sloped, so you got too much padding here. Also, it's low one side, so you need to do this here like this. See the way the coat flies away? Make it more balanced, like that. And also the sleeves should be about like that. So this kind of work, nobody does it. I'm the only crazy tailor in town.
For Tony Casera, every suit he creates or remakes is a work of art.
Because I'm creating sculpture for people, that's what I'm doing, you know. By the time I get through, it fits perfect, they feel good, they come back and tell me about it, you know, it's great satisfaction.
A special thanks to Tony Casera and his family, and of course, Upgrade's Anthony Caruso for taking a few laps and going a few rounds. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Upgrade on NBC Bay Area. Make sure to check out our website, upgradenbc.com, or become one of our fans on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Denise Pernula for Upgrade.
Accommodations provided by Meadowwood, Napa Valley. For more than 30 years, Anthony Caruso Construction has been building and designing high-end homes in the U.S. and Italy. Specializing in Italian villas, we've built homes across the Bay Area. We personally handle all aspects of building and designing your new home and large additions and upgrades to your current home. We'll work with you on every detail that will bring your property to life. Contact Anthony Caruso Construction at 408-888-1984 or acaruso8@gmail.com.